In these times of strict quarantine, dogs have become more than just company. They are a legitimate reason to go outside, pet owners say. A win-win situation, as shelter employees across the U.S. say dog adoptions and foster numbers have gone up significantly since the start of lockdown measures in most of the states.
Happiness, the ability to go outside and walk around and not be harassed or anything, plus just general companionship.
Many decided that being quarantined to prevent the spread of the virus is the perfect time to get a dog. With so many Americans working from home, they have both the time and the energy to take care of a new pet.
I think in New York City, a lot of people work like 12 hours a day, and so they feel that it's not great to have a pet because they're not home enough. But now that they're home all day long, I think they're more open to it.
For the shelter cats and dogs in New York City, the quarantine is a chance to find a loving family. Employees at the animal care centers say they got 25 times more applications to adopt or foster than they had expected.
On March 13th, we put a call out to New York City because we knew that we would be facing some tough times ahead, and we asked for fosters and adopters. And we thought we would get about 200 applications, and we ended up getting 5,000 applications.
This is not unusual. The same thing is happening on the West Coast, where one of San Francisco's shelters for elderly animals reported that it was completely empty. All the animals have been adopted or fostered.
When we had the lockdown, we had to get in touch with as many foster families as we could to close down the shelter and move every single dog into a foster home because we wanted to close the shelter because we didn't want to have our employees come to work. So within 48 hours, we found foster homes for every single dog.
In Washington, D.C., an organization called City Dog Rescue holds a weekly event trying to have as many animals adopted and fostered as possible. But instead of meeting the animals inside the shelter, fosters and adopters come to the city cemetery grounds where there's more open space. Marissa is taking home Dumpling today.
We're both at home a lot right now, and we have another dog at home, and we thought she might be able to use some doggy friendship, another buddy in the house.
But despite the excitement and joy, shelter employees know that after the lockdown measures are lifted, some of the animals will be back at the shelter.
I don't think we can anticipate what the return will be, but we are probably thinking about half the animals that we have out in foster, which is over 300, will come back to us at some point.
But the shelters are ready for this. They have long lists of wait-listed prospective owners and fosters. What matters for them now is that the animals will spend this difficult time surrounded by loving people who are helping the dogs just as much as the dogs are helping them. For Lesia Bakalets in New York and Washington, Anna Rice, VOA News.